Okay, I'm back and I dried my flamingo. I do have some drippy yellow stuff going on, but I don't mind that. So some of this is still wet over here, but I'm gonna focus on doing his face right now. And I think I might put these behind here so maybe you can see a little bit better. That's why I had those laying there. And all right, so now I can bring in my white and put the black in on his beak and really get that all going. So I'm going to first do the eye part real quick, and I'm going to go back to my plate with my blues and greens on them, and I'm going to go use my, this is a number 8 round, and I'm just going to like darken one side of his iris. So here's what this one looks like. And I'm gonna put all that little detail in there right now. I'm gonna use this number 8 round, and I'm also gonna use a real small round. Let's see, where did it go? Like this. This is just a, this is a number 2. So, okay. I'm gonna mute this green a little bit with some yellow. I think I have a peach over there. I just grabbed a little bit of peach from my other plate, mixing it in with some of this blue-green. So I want a muted, darker shade around the left side of his eye. So it's basically the letter C that I just painted. I want that to go up to the middle where his pupil is going to be. And then I'm going to use my small brush, my small round, this 2, and I'm going to put his pupil in. And they have very tiny, tiny pupils. So there's his little pupil. And then I'm going to just draw a little bit of a line around his iris. So I'm going to use a little bit of black with that darker eye color that I made a second ago. And I'm just going to outline his eye with this. Draw that all the way around. So I'm going to have to let that dry before I can paint my white around it. But I think I can go ahead and put my white highlight in. I'm trying not to touch the black. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I might get a little bit of my white in. I'm just not going to touch the wet outline that I just made. Oh, I hit it, but that's okay. I mean, if you're careful, if you got pretty decent hand control, you could do this now. It's just safer to wait and let it dry. So yeah, they have this white area that comes around. So my brush has no white left in it now, no paint, and I have it's like a dry brush, and I'm using that to soften the edge of the white area. I can even do little strokes like this. I'm going to go put that down, get my number 10, and continue pulling this white down where I need it. So it comes down like this. Comes into this area like this. I do have a little bit of water in here. This is just a little bit transparent, and that's a good thing. Maybe now I'll switch to my flat brush. And I'm gonna, it's okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of blue in there now. Not a lot of paint on the brush. This is kind of a dry brush. I actually really do a lot of my technique involves dry brush because it creates soft edges, And I'm all about soft edges. It really, it's necessary to learn how to make soft edges for sure. It's a big, big deal. I'm gonna get a little bit darker now over here with my blue. This is my windshield wiper stroke. The brush remains in contact the whole time and I go back and forth, pulling that blue up into that. It actually kind of empties my brush and gives me that soft edge that I want as I'm doing that. Now I'm ready to get just a tiny bit of black on my brush and start down here where it's the blackest. And I'm kind of drawing as I'm doing this. When I start with the black, I don't put it on the edge of the area. I put it in the middle where I can kind of offload some of the paint first. Because when I get to the edge, I'd rather have very little paint in my brush so that my edge is soft. And I'm just looking at my reference, trying to get this point right. Don't worry about making this point real perfect and real sharp, because it's so demanding already. It's going to command so much attention because it's black against a bunch of lighter colors. So you don't need to make it any more, you know, don't make it sharp, because that's going to really give it way too much command. And don't make it too dark either. So the soft edge really definitely helps that. There's a little peak of purple showing here, but I don't mind that. It actually helps soften it. I don't know if you could see that. You can't really tell, but it's purple, but it is, believe me. So that's looking pretty good. He really doesn't start looking like a flamingo until you start getting the black in there. But now we kind of need to pull, very little paint on my brush, we need to pull the, I don't know what this is, it's like his mouth line. It's like you're pointing right at his eye when you do this, and you don't need to go up too far. Just a hint of it is all your brain needs to, and your brain is going to know what that is. And then I'm just kind of making this a little bit wispy. My brush is really, really dry right now. And I'm going to put this brush down and go back to my detail round. And there is a bit of a nostril thing going on right here. So first I'm going to put like a darkish blue in. Let's mix a little bit of white. I got blue, white, a little bit of black. So it's like a blue-gray. I don't need very much of this. Figure out where that is. It's right about here. And I'm just going to do a few strokes of this dark color. Maybe walk that around, put that someplace else too. And then I'm ready to put that, I don't know, is it a nostril? So that's that nostril. Now I do need more white on here, and it's looking dry enough for me. It may not be dry enough on your painting, but once it starts to look kind of matte, that means it's dry enough for you to put another layer on. So I want more white right here. And that's how acrylic painting is. It's a lot of layers going back and forth with your layers. I'm being careful not to paint where the edge is going to matter. I have way too much white on my brush to go over to that edge. So I'm going to paint in here where I need more coverage. My brush is emptying as I'm doing this, which is a good thing, because as my brush gets drier, I can blend a little bit better. Now as I'm getting down here, that is definitely too light, but because it's still wet, I can kind of blend. I can pick up some of that wet color. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and I'm just going to really try and coax this into blending a little bit more for me. This is almost a glaze what I'm doing right now, kind of forcing this white on there. Now remember, this is going to dry a little bit darker, so that'll help us out. Sometimes I use my finger to soften even more. And then I see this edge right here. Let's soften that. I wiped my brush off. I've got water there. I put a little bit of water. So this is a glaze. When you put a watery mix down and paint over something, that's a glaze. So to help it out, I'm going to get like a pink in there now. So here's some pink. Not a lot of paint on the brush. Let's get some pink in here and soften this just a bit more. Maybe I'll use my finger. Yeah, that got too dark over here. And you know, you can negotiate back and forth how dark or light you want something to be. Just make sure you keep following, you know, the right brush strokes, the direction of his feathers and all of that. And you can also scratch through your lines. This is a nice, fun technique. A little bit lighter maybe. You can even get a little bit of yellow on here if you want. That'll give the feeling like light is hitting this part. So, I mean, you know, there's so many different ways of doing that. Maybe I'll put more of this whitish yellow over here. Oh, it's a little too light. Darken it up with more yellow. And again, now, right now I'm using such a small brush that I'm not getting that wispy effect that I like. So I'm just going to go back to my big guy here. I think I just wanted a feeling of sunshine hitting this side of his head. That's a lot of yellow. That's okay, I like it. I'm going to blend it a little bit with my, oops, that was still dirty. So I'm going to blend it a little bit with my 1/2 inch. So he definitely has that feeling like the sun is hitting him now. But see how you can really have fun with shifting these colors around and all of that as much as you want to. That's what I really like about this painting. This is a little too much, so I'm gonna soften that with water on my brush. I'm going to come back in and scratch through some of this. Got that wood back there that's getting in my way. So I love what that does. I love that fun, the lines you can get. And that's really just about it, guys. Yeah, that really is it. I think the only other thing I would do is maybe come back in and clean up this line, but basically we're done. I hope you liked it.